Okay. There we go. We're back. I think I have everything. I'm just like, oh crap, it isn't registering my ping tuber application, so we have to reload it. All right, we're back. Things are working again. I oh no, don't give me that disconnect noise, Windows. I'm always afraid when that happens. Okay. Let's see what the game has for us today. I wonder when the horror game will start. All right, this looks like our most recent save. Let's do this one. They make their way towards the plaza will occasionally give me dirty glances over their shoulders. I feel like I've blown my cover, so I start walking off in the opposite direction. Suddenly, a group of tall men in green uniforms emerge from out of a building in front of me. They're all wearing a lot of medals and are speaking loudly to each other. One of the men steps up to me quickly. He calls out to me, speaking to me in a deep voice. So there you are. We've been looking all over for you. Hmm? If I knew you were if we were looking for a woman, I would have told the grunts to look a bit closer to the ground. The rest of the group hardly laugh in a very unpleasant manner. I'm not sure if I should run or play along. Come on, we're about to begin. Grabs me by the shoulder, taking me along to the greater group. Oh, I love these expressions. We passed by the twins, their mouths hanging open in pure shock. So, how was your flight in? Great. But that's not. Oh, they think I'm. Oh, this is interesting. Oh boy. We disappear into a tent. Everyone sits down at a table. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, so I just follow along and take a seat as well. Everyone opens up their briefcases and pull out a bunch of papers and folders. Oh, gee. What? Uh, yeah. I don't know what's going on, but this is. Why are there pictures of what look like just disembodied people? No, yeah, that's just meat. It's like, is this? I'm frightened now. I was wondering when the horror game aspects of this game would show up, and it's like, I wonder. I think that might be now. We disappear into a tent. Everyone sits down at a table. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, so I just follow along and take a seat as well. Everyone opens up their briefcases and pulls out a bunch of papers and folders. On my left is a big, burly guy. He lights a cigar and starts to read through a stack of papers. They're all stamped with red ink that says classified. The one on my right rolls out an array of Polaroids. I can't really tell for sure what I'm looking at. It looks like a bunch of flesh? Okay, so we're right. That just nothing looks right about it at all. Yeah, I'm not really sure I'm supposed to be here. A man takes a stand, moving forward in front of a big whiteboard. He's wearing a very fancy uniform, has a lot of medals on his chest. He opens his mouth. All right, everyone, let's get started. General, it's good to have you here. I'm Colonel Harris of the 3rd Signals Intelligence Brigade. I apologize that you couldn't have this conversation over the phone, but some things are too important to risk enemy interception. Interesting music. We've had some engagements in the last few days that suggest they've managed to decode our comms. He's talking to me? What is he talking about? Why do they keep calling me General? Who do they think I am? I'm not certain that any comms beyond some frontline combat units have been compromised, and it's quite unlikely our main command channels are at risk, but the rate at which their efforts are progressing is a little concerning. As a result, we've decided all briefings containing information about target Rabbit Zero will be strictly in person for the time being. Oh my, Rabbit Zero. I wonder what that is. Hmm. We appreciate you taking the time to fly out here. Did he say the enemy is tapping our phones? I feel more confused and uneasy with each passing moment. That's Shin Megami Tensei 4, if I'm reading the acronym right. Is that the same as Persona 4? I don't know the difference between Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should play that. I tried playing some of Persona 3 and I instantly couldn't handle it. Because of it was just too many high school anime tropes that I'm just not a fan of. uh, I begin to worry with what will happen when they find out who I really am. What should I say? Of course. Let's proceed. We've intercepted some enemy transmissions that seem to mention increased scouting focus towards the northern provinces. At present, we have reason to believe that the target is, or at least has been, physically present in the region in the last few months. It's unknown whether the enemy information is accurate, but we've aerially confirmed increased enemy troop movements towards that sector as recently as 18 hours ago. It's not believed that they'd commit such troop volume to a deception campaign, so they must be onto something. The colonel pauses and seems to expect me to say something. Maybe I look as nervous as I feel inside. He narrows his eyes a little. My throat is bone dry. Ah, I can't speak or even think. I'm not supposed to be here. They say in the news that spies get executed, but I'm not a spy. This is just a mistake. Surely he'll understand. Suddenly we're interrupted by a shout from just outside, and I hear someone enter the tent behind me. Colonel! My apologies, but we need the general out here right now. Excuse me. This is a classified briefing. I'm sorry, but this is urgent. I require the general's attention for just a moment. What system is Zart for? Like, I don't know what year 4 came out. Is that something that you could emulate? $3DS. Oh yeah, okay, I could emulate that. Before anyone could say anything, Courier skirts me out of the tent, moving with an urgency I've never seen from her. She zips towards the crowd, nearly dragging me behind her. Surprisingly, no one seems to stop us from leaving. Was that a believable excuse? We dive into the mess of soldiers, and I again can do nothing but hang on and trust that she knows where to go. Her grip on my hand is much tighter than before. Without losing it, we make it back to Courier's truck, loaded up with what must be the parts we had come for. We're climbing without speaking to anyone, and she steers towards the exit. Yeah. Ooh, nice. I do love a good soup. We arrive at the gate where Courier silently hands the guard some sort of receipt. I said as quietly as possible, trying to will myself out of existence. The guard walks back towards the bed of the truck and briefly looks over our cargo. After a moment, he hands the receipt back to Courier, letting us go with a nod. As we finally make it outside of the base's perimeter, I let out a slow, deep exhale. Ah! I hadn't realized I was holding my breath. Courier turns on the dirt road that runs out of the base and we drive wordlessly towards town. There's a light breeze today and the plains shimmer in the glow of the afternoon sun. Normally I love this sort of view, but I can't bring myself to enjoy the scene. Courier had been periodically glancing to the rearview mirror. She seems inordinately tense. I can't say words sometimes. I try and ease the tension a little. I'm glad we made it out of there. I was really worried. Anna, what did you do? I tried to remember what the meeting was about. The words had barely registered. It's a mess. It all happened so fast. I didn't really understand what was going on. They said the enemy's tapping our phone lines, I think? And they mentioned something called Rabbit Zero. Apparently it was too important to talk about on the phone. It went on for a little while about scouting, and then you showed up. Kerr's usually stoic expression has shifted to one of worry. Fuck. Do you know anything about that stuff? Is Courier the spy? No. But I do know that you absolutely were not supposed to hear any of that. We could lose our jobs over this, or worse. Worse was taking a shaky tone. This is bad, like really bad. Courier looks at the rearview mirror again. We have to lay low for a good while. Courier rubs her temples with one hand, keeping the other on the steering wheel. How did you even end up there? After you left, I don't know, trying to stay out of the way, I guess? I ran into these military brats. They kept saying I was impersonating someone. They made fun of me. And then those officers showed up out of nowhere. Before I even knew what was happening, they took me into that tent. I think they mistook me for someone else. Someone important, apparently. Your sister isn't some kind of official or anything, right? I shake my head. My sister couldn't be in charge of anything like that. No way. Courier groans. I can't make sense of any of this. Courier looks behind her at the loaded bed of the truck. I can't believe the soldiers actually helped us load this stuff up. I hope they got everything right. I'm not even sure if I can go back there. They might think I was working with you or something. You are working with me though. Right, but not like that. If someone recognizes you as the girl that crashed their top secret meeting, and I was the one who pulled you out of it. Ugh. My name tag. I should have taken it off. Fuck. I'm beginning to get the picture. You said you saw girls from the military around town? Don't talk to them anymore. If they ask you anything, just say you don't know. I don't really think those goofballs would be able to get anything out of me, but I nod anyway. If they ask you about me, say you don't know me. If they ask you about the meeting, say you don't know anything about it. You don't even know what a meeting is. Got it? What's a meeting? You're just a dumb kid who doesn't know anything. I'm sorry, Anna. This is all my fault. I wasn't thinking straight when I brought you along. I should have known that you'd... For a few moments we drive in silence. I didn't think I'd have to look... I didn't have time to look into that ID yet. Now I'm glad I didn't. That's our ace here. The Force has no idea who you are. As far as they know, you're just nameless and faceless. That's good. You don't even work for Alkaline. Yeah, we have to keep it that way. Maybe in a few days they'll just have forgotten about this. If they really did think you're a general and you had run off and never returned, I don't know. Once they realize you weren't who they thought you were, I doubt they'd forget about it. They might be looking for you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. If they thought you were something important, I guess they glossed over the details in the first place. We could use that. Things will be fine. I'm sure of it. I want to believe that things will just work out. Somehow, they always have up until now, at least. But I can't shake the feeling that this time is different. Rest, the rest of the car ride passes quietly under the setting sun, but now the quiet is more tired instead of tense. The events of the day have taken their toll on both of us. Oh no. When we get home, it's nearly dark. I restlessly shuffle around in my bed, trying but failing to get comfortable. Corey insists on staying the night, worried that something might happen if she didn't. Oh my. At any rate, it's nice to have her company. I made a little bed out of the floor, on the floor of my room. It's just a blanket and a pillow. It doesn't matter, she said. No, though now that the night's settled into silence, the anxiety about the day has come to creep back in. Oh my. That's an ominous invitation. Really? Uh, wow, what do they think of the people who play these games that they're unable, like uncomfortable taking the hands of women? Wow. That says a lot about who they think is playing the game. What a strange game. Doesn't that, yeah, I've already read that. I think about the weird things I heard. What could happen if the enemy is really tapping our phones? What is Rabbit Zero? Those pictures were really scary. I kept seeing them even when I closed my eyes. Courier isn't here right now. She shot up earlier. She shot up earlier. Oh. See what I really I would not have thought that. My my public profile picture, at least for Twitch, is just a hilariously bad AI's take on rendering my face as anime. I loved this service because they're all terrible. Oh yeah. Oh, the one that I'm using for the PingTuber thing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because the Twitch one is just a picture of me with a really bad like thing that like supposedly renders your face as anime. I loved it because it was really bad. And it's just some weird impressionistic nonsense that sort of looks like me. And I kind of loved how it looked. I'm a big fan of bad AI image generation because it generates wildly strange images that sort of look like something but don't quite resemble anything. And I'm like a big fan of that strangeness in images. That and it looks enough like me where it's like if I tell someone it's a picture of me, they'll be like, I kind of see that. But if you don't know what I look like, you'll be like, I have no idea how to figure anything out. Exactly. It's funny and weird. Yeah. And yeah, for the image, I it's like partially it's like pseudo pixel art in that the increments are not exactly the same. There's some things that are like 2 pixels wide, some are 1 pixel wide, and then some are 3 pixels wide. So like I tried to be kind of consistent with areas, so like the face and the eyes and stuff, those are all relatively consistent size. Various aspects of the hair are the same size, but you're right, yeah, they're not all the same size in terms of pixel sizes because I tried that at first, but then I gave up because it wasn't giving me results I liked, so I just kind of did whatever, and I thought it looked reasonable. Yeah. Also, I must say, I might. I read the sentence she shot up earlier, and it's just like, whoa, is she doing drugs? It's like I was like, wait a minute, that would have. I was like, I think that means some. I think they mean that differently, but I guess that just speaks to me and the media I've consumed. She hasn't come back, but the occasional creak of the floorboards tells me she's still there. She probably had a hard time sleeping too. She kept looking out the window like she was expecting something earlier. I tried to shake the bad thoughts away like they're insects. Maybe counting sheep would be more worthwhile. I envisioned sheep jumping over a barn fence, small and fluffy. One, two, three. Yeah. I also haven't looked at. I kind of understand it. I have things like that where if I just start counting random objects around me, it kind of relaxes me a little bit. I'm in a cage. Something doesn't feel right about my skin. It stings like being stung by 1,000 wasps at once. The room is bright and it's hard to keep my eyes open. Tenderness throughout. A deep, gravelly voice. Skin like tree bark. Face like a dog. Of course it could be corrected, but cooperation is critical. Needles are pushed into every little spot in my body. Somehow it doesn't hurt. It feels natural, like breathing. I ruminate on the sensations through my body. Then I notice my blood feels wrong. It's tingling, a sensation I've never felt before. Yep. Oh, I do that the same, where I'll just watch some random video that's like I've watched a bunch, so I can just sort of like have it as something to like occupy my mind, but I don't have to focus on it or listen to it at all. Just put on some random YouTube video I've already watched and you fall asleep to it. Honestly, it's like one of the highest compliments you can give a content creator to be, I use your content to fall asleep because it's so relaxing and comfortable to me. Yeah, like that sort of shit is great for this. I can't tell if it hurts or it feels good. Now that's a sentence. Oh, a new sensation, like falling through a trap door. My body's tensing up as it sinks. Rainbows across my vision. Unexplainably terrifying. Types of things you couldn't possibly imagine on purpose. Impossible shapes. The only intelligent part of this is the terror that emanates from them. Phase 3. Yeah. Would love to save my progress. Oh, hello. I set the teacups down on the table. My other hand lays down the plate of freshly baked scones. Curry's eyes tracking the baked goods intently. After what happened yesterday, I feel like it's right to treat ourselves a little bit today. Any sugar for your tea? You don't have to waste something so nice on me. No, it's no trouble at all. Thank you. Yeah. I got excited for a while when they announced they were doing a new marathon game and being like, oh, I've heard such good things about the old marathon games, and visually this game looks kind of interesting. And so I thought it, but it's like, no, it's just some. I think they describe it as an extraction shooter, and it was like, oh, I don't care about this at all. But at the same time, the things I would want from a shooter are probably have the sensibilities of someone that's like, I don't know, 20 years from games of 20 years ago, back when I played FPSs. It's like, I just want a good single player campaign and a reasonable multiplayer. Like, that's what I want, but that's definitely not the model being made in first person shooters these days. That and I haven't played the original Marathon games. It's like, maybe at some point that'll be worthwhile. I get up to search the cupboard for the jar, turning to the table with a hand in hand. Yo, food! I don't know why I'm so excited, but it looks tasty. Although they mostly look like rocks. I take a seat, Corey already busy with mouthfuls of scone. I pass her the sugar jar. We indulge in overly sweet tea and pastries for a while. It's far from a feast, but it feels like a luxury. Courier wipes blueberry jam off her mouth with a napkin. You're a great cook, Anne. Oh no, don't say that. This isn't just about what I can do. I get the sense you're just being modest. Yeah. Yeah. I figured. I've looked at the sprites for some of their games, and I found the demons they designed to be pretty good. Although I've only ever really looked at, I think it was Shin Megami Tensei 1. Yo, Lion! Thanks for being here. Well, we used to just go to the bakery. If it was still open, I'd probably have just done that. So you missed the bakery? Is that why you picked up baking? Well, when it closed down, I wanted to keep the tradition going. So, how'd you pick it up? Did you either of you know how to bake before? No, not really. We just followed the recipes in the cookbooks. It's not that hard. You just have to follow the instructions. You're being modest again. Oh, shush. What about you, Courier? Do you cook? I'm sure if I tried to make something, it'd just be a disaster. I'm usually out on the road anyhow. I just eat whatever's available. Roadside stands, diners, whatever. Sounds nice. A diner is where they cook for you, right? Man. Okay, nice. Yeah, for a while I actually used one of the not Final Fantasy, Shin Megami Tensei 1 demons as my avatar on Discord for a while. I thought she looked nice. Sad one-eyed fish girl. Okay. Yeah, so very, very much like Final Fantasy. You've never been to a diner before? No, I don't think so. There's none around here. Courier wipes her mouth with the napkin before taking another sip of tea. This is a bit of a diner right here. You're always cooking for me. I guess you could say that. Maybe one of these days I'll have some time to pick up a book and make something for you. I entertain the idea of Courier cooking for me, but of course she won't be here long enough to make good on that. Maybe you could have one of the cookbooks. One of the rooms in the house is just full of them. Just take the one with you when you leave. You have a whole room for cookbooks? Anna, you're so serious about this. It's an old study. It's got a lot of books. Lots of garbage in there too. Might have been Bill's stuff? I'm not sure. Bill? Who the heck is Bill? The previous owner, I think. It said Bill on the mailbox. Bill, huh? At some point, he might have tended these switchboards, but I think he might have ran off and become a pilot. So you knew the previous owner? No, not at all. This place was empty when we moved in. There were a lot of old model airplanes in that dusty old room, and aviation magazines too. He left a lot of stuff behind. I guess he was in a hurry. Huh. What if Bill comes back? Wouldn't he be like a predecessor to me and Clara? He'd just come into a company building and grab it. That doesn't sound right. If you left all your stuff behind at work, it's probably not yours anymore. Yeah. I also had a lot of details about Bill. You can learn all kinds of things by digging through someone's belongings. That is very true. I don't remember the. I honestly don't remember the name or anything. I could probably go find it again. I'll post it in Discord when the stream's over. I know Bill isn't coming back to claim his stuff, but Courier doesn't need to know that. You know, it's been a while since we moved in. It's so quiet here. Sometimes it really feels like we own the place. Until Lady Alkaline came knocking. Lady was very nice about it. We're talking about all kinds of things, but there's one big topic that we're both avoiding. Yeah, a night's rest has put us to ease after what's happened yesterday. Though, I'm not sure if Courier slept much at all. She seems to be in good spirits. It's probably just best to keep doing our jobs as usual to avoid raising suspicion. If we disappeared for a few days, it would only serve to make things worse. Play it cool is the best way to go about this. I at least trust that Courier knows how to navigate the situation better than I do. Whatever she's doing, it's probably the right thing. I pour another cup, feeling that she might need it. She's already at work sketching out some plans for the day, like nothing's wrong. I'm also eager to indulge in more normalcy, and more scones. We can forget about the bad things if we have to. We are adults. We have jobs to do. I try to think about how I'm going to occupy my time. It's been a while since I haven't had to worry about work. I don't think I should try to get in Courier's way if she doesn't need me today. Maybe this would be a good time to get back to those books Clara left me. Today all seemed to go smoothly and without incident. What could have been a turn for the worse did not come to pass. No government officials, no military police. Just nice and calm in the telephone exchange. Except that endless banging from the switchboard room. It's another day of arduous work for Courier. I spent the day to myself, reading through some books that had been sitting unfinished for a while. It was nice to have some time to myself for once. Every time I check over on Courier, she was always hard at work, giving me the nicest smile. It put me at ease. I played with one of Bill's model airplanes for a bit. I put them all up in a neat row at the table. Courier seems to know the names of all of them. Courier pulls out her truck door shut and starts the engine, the sound cutting through the crickets. After a few moments, the truck begins to rumble away into the night. I consider waving goodbye this time around, but by the time I decide, it's too late. Oh well. Alone in the dark quiet of the switchboard room, a shiver a little bit from the cold draft let in. Strange. I thought I closed the door. A footstep from behind me. Oh my. Oh, are we being kidnapped? Oh god, this escalated. Oh my. Alright, so the horror game part of the game is coming back. A blade at my neck. They seem to stop in this moment. The shape is cold and foreign. You move, you're dead. Oh god. Completely frozen in place, my arms stay firmly to my sides with my hands outward. I catch a whiff of sweat and blood, but no, it's not mine. Uh, I try to say something, anything, but nothing comes out. My hands begin to shake as my mind races to a million different conclusions. Got it? A voice I don't recognize, low and withdrawn. Yes. I finally manage a word. The pale hands in front of me tighten their grip, sending chills down my spine. What did they tell you? What? In the tent. The barracks. What did the generals tell you? My breathing becomes shaker as my confusion grows. I don't... They just... Suddenly words lose all their meaning. Absent, worthless things. Stop fucking around. Left arm of the bladed girl reaches on my shoulder, pulling it back, forcing me to my balance. The flat of the blade dances along my skin through the struggle, sending shockwaves through my nerves. My hair started back and forth in a panic, looking for any semblance of meaning behind any of this. I don't know. I don't know. Better give me something right now. What does she want from me? I mean, she's pretty clear about what she wants from you. I think she's pretty clear with her intentions. I haven't done anything wrong. I've never done anything to hurt anyone else. My face begins to flood with warmth and pressure, tears making their way to the surface. I don't deserve to die here. Please. Through my stammering and sobbing, my voice just barely makes it through. Oh, did you see the intro to this game? I don't know how much you've watched of the previous game, but this game is such a very contrasting of like the beginning of this game was like the beginning of this game was like some of the edgier parts of Hello Charlotte with like somewhat like obscured and somewhat disturbing imagery, and then instantly it cuts to very cute Yuri with nothing scary about it whatsoever. Hey, to be fair, I knew absolutely nothing about this game, other than it was made by some gay woman game dev. So that's all I really need to know to make a video game, to play a video game. But you're right. I do have a knack for finding games like this, even when I don't know what I'm getting into. I usually can get a pretty good sense from getting like tiny details to know, oh, this is probably a Sarah game. But like we had 3 hours of nothing going on. That was exciting in the first stream. Like it was just all lonely girl Yuri, I think is the best way to put it, and it was all charming and cutesy as hell. This is like the first thing that's happened since they showed us the meat chunks earlier. That's like, what the hell is going on? This is a lot more intense than this game was letting on. There's a pause from the bladed girl. Rank and position. What? I gasp for air. I feel almost as if I've just nearly avoided drowning. Silence with the only sounds of tears tapping the floor. I know notice the gray uniform of the girl. Military. I'm not military. In one swift motion, the girl moves the blade away from my neck and shoves me to the floor, knocking me on the side with a hard kick. After wiping my face in my sleeve, I take a look up at her. Oh, hey, is that the blue girl, hair girl? Oh, I remember blue hair girl. This isn't more BDSM, this is just... this is just regular violence. Her long blue hair is covering one of her eyes, which seems to be dripping blood. Her uniform is completely torn up. It's the quiet girl from the patrol I ran into the other day. Yeah, we have seen this character before. She didn't say a lot, though. Her look slowly turns to one of surprise, then to slight concern. Yeah, this isn't like that other Fuga. Oh yeah, they've made like 3 of those now, which is crazy to me because I feel like that game only just came out, but now there are three of those, I think, at this point. The look slowly turns from one of surprise then to slight concern. Her eyes dart around as if trying to see if anyone else was watching, but of course, I live alone. I cough up some of the tears I choked down while cursing myself for not locking my door. Oh, idiot girl, you should always lock your door. Yeah. Think about your next words wisely. Her voice is low, but it's lost some of its edge. Are you or are you not with the Gamut Defense Force? No, I'm just a telephone operator for Alkaline. The girl stands up straight, her eyes narrowing. Her eye narrowing. If that's true, then why were you in that tent yesterday? I don't know. Yeah. She looks puzzled. I think they thought I was someone else. I had it hard to believe a killing machine so efficient would make a mistake like that. I was on a job to pick up some new equipment and we came back to the base to pick up some new equipment. I promise, I was just doing my job. Look. I reach for my pocket, pulling out the service notice that was given to me. My hand trembles as I hold up in front of her. Oh, now we're getting some anime shit. Incorrect, her eyes say. My finger pathetically points at the mess of switchboard parts left on the floor. These are all the new things that we got. I can even show you how the switchboard works. I could do it with my eyes closed. I swear I'm not lying. Shut up. I don't care. Looks on the room, then back at me. What did they tell you? What? In the tent. What did they say to you? I try to remember. My panic state makes it hard to think straight. All I can see is the knife inching closer to me. I don't need to hurt you. They said that the enemy was tapping into our lines, that they were listening in on our communications. Everyone knows that. She looks away, her face contorting in frustration. Wrong answer again. How many more tries do I have? She lowers her head and scratches her neck. Fuck. With hostile intent wavering, I gather myself and stand back up. In case I need to run. Present seems to lessen now that I'm at eye level with her. While I feel I should be more scared in this moment, I feel surprisingly intact. On the other hand, she looks entirely lost. I have a feeling this isn't at all what she planned for. She paces around the room for a minute, then down at her hands. They're covered in dried blood. Someone else's, I assume. A whole mix of emotions seems to be running through her. I can see her thoughts racing as she paces around. Looking up and down at the room, at the switchboards, at me. She kicks the table, rattling the porcelain cups. She stumbles over one of the foot cushions, catching herself. If you're not here to hurt me, can you tell me what's going on? She stops her pacing and looks at me. I feel like I ticked her off. I wouldn't say that. Oh my. Her fist clench and then unclench and retreat. I'm dead. I'm a dead man. They're gonna find me and then they're gonna kill me. You weren't sent here to get me? If you wanted to know what's going on. Grits her teeth and then kicks over a box of foodstuffs that sit on the floor. She covers her face in her hands and groans some swear words. I step closer to her. Are you okay? I wouldn't get close to this person who's covered in blood wielding a knife. This does not strike me as the sort of emotionally stable person I would be comfortable trying to comfort. I just keep very low. Keep very calm. And just don't do anything. You look pretty hurt. You're bleeding a lot. The girl stops. She touches her face and looks down at the blood on her hands. I know a little bit of first aid. I can at least stop the bleeding, but you should really see a doctor. Before I can say anything, she just suddenly gets her feet, run out the door. See, that's what I would expect. Like, I can understand the perspective of usually trying to present yourself as not a threat, but you also don't want to get close to these people because they're usually pretty emotionally unstable people. And even if you try and like befriend them, that might also encourage them to hurt you. Usually, the best thing is to do is to just not exist as a presence, so that they may emotionally think they're alone, so they can just sort of ignore you. That's like rule number one from dissuading like bullies and aggressive people from hurting you. Oh yeah, I'd definitely be in the skip town part of my life, especially where it's just being like, all right, there's some really fucked up shit happening here. I don't want to be a part of this. I almost got murdered. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, I will say this game is. I was gonna say my first review of this game from playing it for 3 hours was, wow, there's a lot of mundane detail and it moves really slow. But damn, right at the start of this stream, we're getting some good stuff. It wasn't easy to sleep after what happened. I get a chill thinking about the look I saw in that girl's eyes. One can only imagine what she went through for her to do what she did to me. I feel like I should be angry at her for it, but the feeling just doesn't come. I don't know if would they do that if you just say someone came up and tried to murder you. I feel like the police wouldn't be that helpful. Having not quite similar situations, but like I've dealt with situations where someone like threatens to murder somebody with like textual evidence, and the police are like, "Yeah, we can't do it. We're not going to do anything." Yeah, it's like the police are not that. At least in where I live, the police are not that helpful. You practically have to like leave scars from actually attempting to murder somebody for the police to do something like that. Like the police will just not help you. It's like there's what's the great Simpsons quote? It's like the police are powerless to protect you, and it's like there's a good Simpsons scene about how the police work. I'd have to find it. If anything, I feel more helpless again. What would Clara have done? I think your Clara, your sister's doing some fucked up shit, girl. Because why would people mistake you for her? I'm pretty sure there's some crazy shit going down with your sister. Yeah. Either way, she's gone now. She only left droplets of blood on the floor. If they weren't there, I might have doubted the whole thing had happened in the first place. I couldn't bring myself to even clean up. I just went back to bed and tried to sleep. That girl, she seemed haunted by something. I'm just hoping that that's the last I see of her. I closed my eyes thinking about what I should even do next. Would the police help? I've never had to call the police before. Oh, you simple girl. I know Courier said to not get them involved, but we might have a bigger problem on our hands now. I was so badly she'd stayed another night. Were we wrong to think we were safe? Or we were wrong to think we were safe. Once the line's open, I'll try and see if the police can do something. I roll over lethargic, yawn and a stretch. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's dark outside. I don't know if I can get any more sleep. I get up and get dressed. It's too early to call the police. I guess I'll go for a walk. I start walking down the road towards the town. The sun is just starting to rise. It's strange. I can't feel the sun's warmth. Come to think of it, I can't feel anything else either. The post office. I wonder if mail alert's in yet. The doors seem to be open. Why am I wearing my switchboard operator equipment? No one's in here. Not even mail alert. I go check under the desk where she could normally be found slacking off. She's not there. I think. Maybe I can just... I reach over the counter and kick off with my feet. I squeeze my way until and into the back room. And I land on my feet. Of course she's not here. It's too early. She's probably still at home getting her beauty sleep. I don't know why I'm not doing the same. What was I even here to find? I was just trying to go on a walk, right? The sacks of mail are still here. I wonder if I should start sorting them. Maybe Maillard would appreciate it. He's always slacking off anyway. What would she do without me? I open one of the bags. It's full of letters. The bag seems to want to fall over, and I grab it with my entire body to stop it from doing so. Good soundtrack for this part. I notice that a letter slipped out of the bag. I pick it up and look at it. Representative. It's for the exchange. The bag falls over, mail spilling out everywhere. Oh well. I guess I'll just sort it out after all. I open up the letter in my hand. We're just breaking into it. We're just committing federal crimes, breaking into a post office and reading other people's mail. I'm pretty sure that's a serious crime, doing what she's doing right now. Dear Miss Clara Lapine, I'm pretty sure this is a dream sequence, but maybe it's not. We're writing to inform you that your location is scheduled to be demolished in the coming weeks. Oh. We've been working with the local government to ensure that all of your equipment is properly transferred to a new location within a minimal reduction of service. The personnel at the current location will be reassigned to other branches of the company. There will be no service representatives available to assist you with this transition. You are expected to be able to handle this on your own. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Hold that confidence. Your local branch office at Alkaline. I knew it! I knew Courier was the spy. Or I suspect Courier was the spy at least. I'm not 100%, but this would seem to suggest so. I feel my heart sink. I can't believe what I'm reading. They're going to demolish the exchange? And Clara's going to be reassigned? She's not even here to see this. Also, damn audio engineer. I heard that pop as the track looped. You gotta fix that. She would be devastated. I clutched the letter in my hand. I have to get back to the house. Maybe a courier can help me figure out what to do. I tried to leave the post office, but the window I entered through seems to have disappeared. What the? Oh yeah, this is totally a dream. The letters are starting to pile up around me. Gosh, Mailer, just do your job for once. I keep trying to push through the letters, but they keep up coming. I feel panic starting to set in. What do I do? Everything is going wrong. I can't even get out of this room. The letters are stacking higher and higher, and my feet can't touch the floor anymore. Even moving at all is becoming impossible. One of the letters swim up to my face. It's outgoing mail to Clara. I know those stamps. This is my letter. I wrote that last week. More letters are starting to float up to me. They're all mine. They're all my letters. All addressed to Clara. God. How old is this even? Has Mailard been hoarding my mail? You can't do that. You're supposed to send it out. Tears well up in my eyes. Has Clara not been hearing from me at all? I fight against the river of my own letters. I have to get out of here, but I can't. Right now, I just really would like to talk to somebody. Anyone would do. I just don't want to be alone right now. Courier, Clara, Maillard, Bill, Mother, anyone. The phone. I didn't even know there was a phone here. I start digging in the direction of the sound. I find it under a pile of letters. I probably shouldn't pick it up. I'd get in trouble. But maybe it's important. Maybe Maillard is calling in sick. What if it's Clara? I don't know. This phone might be for me. I climb over the letters and reach for the phone. I pick up the receiver. Hello? Hello? If you're not going to say something, I'll just hang up. There's nothing in the universe that's scarier than change. What is going on? That we must be, must be desired, that we must be seen. It's something I never asked for. If I could have instead been alone all of this time, if I'd never looked at the TV, if I'd never picked up the phone, if I'd never met anyone, I would never have desired to be more, then there wouldn't have been any problems. There wouldn't have been any pain. But that's impossible. You can't go through your life without meeting anyone. The fact that you were conceived in the first place was the feat of two people's connection. Their dirty, disgusting love. All your mother wanted was a child. All your father wanted was for his legacy to continue. Your teachers wanted your obedience, your good grades, so they could keep their pensions. Your peers huddled up next to you. They wanted the world to be a little less cold. They wanted things to make sense. Your boss wanted your labor, your lover wanted your affection. But did they ever ask what you wanted? By being in the proximity of others, they hold the power to use you, to manipulate you, to hurt you. What's worse is they don't even realize they're using others. They think they're acting out some altruism, some kindness, but they're only acting out their own desires. They're shaping the world to their own wants. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with being used? Everything moves by itself. Nobody is in control of anything. There are no conspiracies, there are no secrets. It's just a mess of people trying to get what they want. When you see it for what it really is, you can't help but feel sick. Millions of bunnies trying to will the system to their wants and desires. It can't be anything but chaos. This is the true nature of the world. And that's why it must be destroyed. Oh boy, what's going on, I wonder? Just imagine giving a phone call and you just start rambling this off at the other person, and they're just like, this is a mail office. I thought I was above it, but ultimately I fell into the same curse as everyone else. The one where you want to be loved, to want to be desired, to allow yourself to change. I could only ask you not to repeat my mistake. Clearly this was the only path I could have taken in life. Nobody ever told me not to. Basing myself until there was nothing left, all for that one wish. To be something people could recognize. I didn't quite work out the way anyone wanted it to. Never took any wrong steps, but I still ended up hurting so many people. How do you account for this? I wanted to be loved Is wanting to be loved something that is not permitted for me? Is it a curse to want to be desired by people? Is it a curse that I have to play this wicked role? All just for a fleeting chance of being seen. Do the rules dictate that I must be a monster? What's the point of all of this? This whole section feels like the sort of things that I would write. Just the random. I have like ramblings of things that I write every now and then. It's like, oh, this feels like a lot like the sort of things I would write. I think you might have the wrong number. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. I don't know who you are, but I think I'm. I don't think I'm the person you're looking for. But if you really want my opinion, I think. I think being loved isn't something so complicated. You just have to find someone who'll understand you. Then they'll love you for who you are, if you're lucky. Even your ugly parts. You don't understand me at all. Waxing poetic indeed. Well, there's there's waxing poetic, but then there's like this is like doom posting kinda. All right. Well, that was a night. Yeah. I mean, what a I mean, I think I understand the perspective of that. I think they did it reasonably. It didn't feel out of place. More just this is just someone's insecurities manifesting themselves in a dream. I have my eyes open. I'm back in my room. It's lights out now. What a strange dream. I sit up, then I see it. Oh, she's still in the room. Sitting in the corner, hugging her knees, bayonet in one hand. But same girl. I scream and backpedal towards the wall of my bed. What the? What? What is she doing here? It wasn't a dream. She kept her eyes trained on me, unfazed by my reaction. You. You. Complete loss for thoughts, the words coming out of my mouth automatically. Her eyes study me all over, but she doesn't move an inch. The look on her face is one of quiet, calculated concentration. Eh. That's what actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. That's an old meme. I haven't thought of that one in like ages. It's a solid meme, yeah. We stare at each other for a while, exchanging no further words. The panic begins to fade the more I look at her. It was hard to see properly last night, but I realize now that she's only about my size. Maybe a little bit smaller. And the look on her face, it doesn't look like she's here to harm me. Yeah, if she wanted to harm me, she'd probably have done it already. Why are you here? Again? I finally manage the words. She breaks her gaze and adjusts her grip on the bayonet. Keeping an eye on you. I just don't understand. I already said I don't know anything. That's fine. But see, there's a problem. The thing is that you've seen me. Yeah. She stands up and adjusts the large bandage that's now covering her eye. And then she sheaths her bayonet to walk straight out of my room. Where's she going? not planning to stay here, is she? This is still a dream, right? It dawns on me that I'm only in my nightwear. I get out of bed and start to change it, as if that would help me understand what's going on. Halfway through putting on my dress, I hear stomping coming back from the main room. The bandage girl sprints back into my room and puts her back against the wall next to the doorway. She's in a full sweat, clearly panicking. You have to get rid of them. Even more confusion, though I think it's just probably just courier arriving. The bandage girl stumbles over to me and suddenly puts her hand on my shoulders. You have to figure this out. You have to get them to leave. I hear the sounds of the front door opening, the sound of heavy footsteps. Anna? Bandage girl clenches her teeth and looks around at my room. I absolutely loved that. Uh, absolutely loved that. Wait, can we see that again? Let's watch that again. This game has some great animations like that. Just ploop. It's so amusing to watch. I'm not totally sure why, because it's very basic, but it's just very fun to just go bloop. It just falls. She makes a dash for the closet, but trips on some still exposed wires. Her head collides with the wall, and she crumples into a ball on the floor, hands on her head, groaning in pain. Anna? Is that blood on the floor? Are you okay? Courier stops as soon as her head pokes into my room. A long silence is shared. Bandaged girl shakily looks up Courier, making a surprised face. Huh. You're not? Ugh. Who is that? No one. Oh man. Your dreams are always so fascinating, Hordian. Interesting. Very artsy. Bandages Bandages stand up and start to make her way out of the room with her head drawn. Wait a sec. She stops in her truck and slowly looks up at Courier. Courier makes a face once she sees the bandages on the soldier's face. What's going on here? You abandoned your post? I. It's not something I can exactly hide anymore. She nervously. They'll hang me for this. Of course they will. You're a deserter. A traitor to the great effort. It's not our problem. Well, see, it kinda is. If you turn me in, I'll just tell them that you were hiding me. It'll be a fun story. For several days you let a deserter stay in your home, and not once did you report it. Maybe you were even planning to help me escape the country. That also carries the death penalty. This reminds me of like one of my favorite stories in history. I forget the names and exactly when, but like there's this guy transporting a bunch of prisoners, and then the prisoners like escape. And so then they're like the remaining prisoners are like, the punishment for letting prisoners escape is death. So why don't you join us, and then we'll form our own group and then they end up overthrowing the government. It's just the whole like, well, I guess I'm in this bad situation. I have to see it through and overthrow the government because I'd be executed anyway, even though I wasn't planning on betraying the government. I just made a mistake, and they kill me if I make mistakes. It's just a wonderful story. And a real testament to maybe don't make everything a death penalty, because then you really force people to go against you, because there's no reason not to. It's like hearing about the punishment for thievery in some societies is death. So what these would do is they just kill everybody in the house, because there's no reason not to, because the punishment for thievery and murder is the same thing. So it's like, why not do this? No one can say it was me. Curry and I look at each other in disbelief. She has us in a bind. Some traitors you are. Also, we get to see that they in fact do have no legs. Yeah, we can see. Yep. Just got no legs down there. I'm getting like some like Escher-esque painting style imagery from your dream. Very fascinating. Some traitors you are. You're just as bad as I am. That can't be. Think about it this way. She puts one hand over her eye bandage and points at us with the other. You two are the chosen ones. What? What? That's my exact response. This war is a sham, a complete farce manufactured to keep us from finding the truth. This bastard's in charge will keep you both working until the day you die, and for something you don't even know shit about. Don't you want to know what they're not telling you? Don't you want to know why they're not telling you anything? I think we've heard enough, heard well enough why we're at war. That's all that everyone ever talks about. We're supporting the Eastern Alliance to stop the northern provinces from invading. Yeah, but you ever thought about why the NP would try to attack? What exactly is there to gain by taking Gamut? They're trying to create a buffer zone to keep us out. And I know what from. Yeah. Yeah. I have similar ideas about 3D modeling just so that I can have better perspective in my 2D drawing. It's like I never would have thought that in order to get good at drawing things in 2D, you need to make things in 3D so you can get better at your perspective. Okay. All my research has led me from here. To a phone exchange? Yes. I was hoping to find someone who finally understands. Someone else who can see it. That girl over there, she's not who she says she is. Huh? You're talking about Anna? She's not just a telephone operator, she can see the truth. This person is crazy. But we kind of figured that out when she started, like, holding us up with a knife. You need to go. Courier starts to walk towards bandages in an attempt to shoo her away. Of course, the tool of the state trying to silence me. Oh, baby. Oh, bandages, you're adding some excitement to this game at least, I'll say that much. We had really normal characters up until you. Courier stops in place. What did you just call me? The only tool here is you coward. Coward! Everyone who works for Alkaline only serves to fuel the death machine. Oh, baby. You're too shallow to understand that. You would see everyone ground to dust if it meant your comfort. But, oh, zoom in. Oh, baby. I guess it's hopeless. You're too far gone. You're the one who's too far gone. I'm not just making it up. Ever since I left, I haven't had any of the nightmares. That should tell you something, small girl. Nightmares? Wait, what do you mean by nightmares? The nightmares, you know. The ones that only happen if you're chosen. Oh man, we're getting so anime so fast. She couldn't mean... Did you hit your head? Curry pokes at the girl's dome. She recoils in response. Yes, but that's not important here. Something brought us all here. That's a divine fate that we all share. It's our shared destiny to uncover the truth. She's making all sorts of weird gestures with her hands as she talks. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's definitely a little crazy. Yeah, she's definitely has some mental health issues. Oh baby. And if you're able to understand just a tenth of what I know, you would all agree with me. Alright, smarty pants, what do you know? Ahem. The North Provinces is something extremely valuable. I've spent weeks gathering intel on it. They plan to use it as a weapon. They're calling it Rapid Zero. Yeah. Or rather, her. A weapon that will break the world. This is so anime. This is just... I feel like... I mean, there's pretty sure that there's an association between being neurodivergent and being creative. In the tent, they... Oh god. Oh god. I mean, I think they've done studies on that people who are neurodivergent tend to be more artistically inclined. Girl scrambles her way up towards me, putting her face up against mine. Our nose is almost touching. So you do remember. What did they say? What else did they tell you? Uh, I didn't understand any of it. It felt like a bad dream. Are you sure? Please, anything. There were Polaroids of flesh. And some kind of machine. I don't know what it was. So much of it went over my head. I'm not a military official or anything. I'm really just some girl. I'm sorry. I can't remember. Yeah. I mean, that's just part of having I think a lot of people are like that. You just gotta learn how to develop the skills to translate what's in your head onto your chosen medium. You just gotta know how to harvest your creative aspects of your mind and turn those into something. So Angie just slumps over, visibly disappointed. There has to be an answer. You couldn't have been in that tent for no reason. They mistook me for someone else. I don't know why. Why would they do that? Maybe it was my uniform? I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. This can't be right. What are you not telling me? They wouldn't just let you go like that. They would have... I had to pay a price for my own freedom. I had to give up something. Your fingers dig up into her scalp. Is that why your eye is missing? If you only felt my pain, you would understand. Yes, the pain. It's the only way to stop them. You feel what I feel. Oh my god, this person is crazy. Is she gonna stab me now? Alright, that's enough. This girl was gonna like stab me. This girl is out of her mind. By your buddy ears. Ow! Ow! Let go of me, you freak! The girl takes a swing at Curry, but she's easily overpowered. Courier uh, drags her off her feet and throws her into the bedroom. There's a loud thud as she hits the door. Carrie comes back out and closes the door behind her. She braces it against it to keep it closed. She tosses the bayonet onto the floor that the girl was holding just a few moments ago. It clatters violently as it slides across the room. Bandage's girl jiggles the doorknob and pounds on the door, frantically trying to fight her way out. You can't do this! Anna, get me that chair over there. I drag it over to her and she wedges it under the doorknob. Little shit. She pounds on the door again. This is wrong! Kurt and I look at each other. She has a look of total exhaustion, even though the day has only just started. I need a stronger prison to hold back my power. No one can tame. You knows Moonbeam. Oh baby, of course her name is Moonbeam. Hmm. This game is from like maybe a month ago. This game is very new. But you wouldn't know that because it just looks like artistic Red Pie game. So it really could have come from whenever. Yeah, like this game is quite new. Okay, guys, please. I promise I won't hurt you. I'm sorry. You're lucky I'm showing you mercy by not breaking your stuff. That's fair. Is that really your name? Huh? What? You know's a Moonbeam. How did you know that? No, 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 it's not. Can we just call her something else? Bandages? I don't think she deserves a cute name like that. Bandages isn't a very cute name. You know. The art style certainly. Remember, it's going to be. You can just call me you now. How about we call you whatever we want, you little brat? Well, that was something. Oh, Cien años de soledad. I have heard good things about that. Curry and I sit outside on the porch. We're both trying to catch our breath. Bandages is still inside, pounding on the door. She's been at it for a while now. Curry Pershmer waits against the door, trying to keep it shut. I just hope it'll hold. Neither of us felt comfortable leaving her in there alone, but being tormented by her was starting to wear on us. It also came across that she might have started to, like, stab us or some shit. Curry looks over at me. What do we do now? It's ready for her to ask me for advice. Usually it's Curry who has the answers. I don't know. Can't keep her in there forever. It's rare that Curry stumped by a situation. She's always been the one to take charge. It's probably very frustrating for her. I don't feel panicked about the situation. Scarier things happen. Wait. I don't feel panicked about the situation. Scary things happen all the time. What do you mean? This is a, some girl just snuck and broke into your house and held a knife to your throat. What do you mean? Oh, scary things happen all the time. And it's just like this girl seems like she could like turn any second and like stab y'all. and broke into your home and started rambling about some like crazy shit. This would be like one of the more yeah. To be fair, it does come from the sense that we did establish that we ran away from an abusive home. So maybe people just going crazy and threatening people is normal for her. Yeah, exactly. We don't know too much of the specifics, but we have established that our characters have trauma backstories. Or at least our main character does. Things that are bigger than me. The unknown is scary, but it's not something that I can't handle. When Claire left, my grip on the world felt like it was loosening. I had to learn how to deal with things on my own. When I look over at Curry, I could see her fiddling with her hands, gaze fixed at the ground. I want to comfort her, but I can't find the words myself. Courier shoots up from her seat. Well, just zoops off screen. After a few seconds, she moves towards the back of the house. I don't want to bother her, so I stay put. Oh, hey, it's the sky. I lean back in my chair and look up at the sky. Cicadas chirp in the distance, and I let the sound fill the silence. The sky is deep blue, ultramarine, a perfect fall day, all things considered. After some time, I hear the drill spin up in the distance. Curry is probably continuing her work in the terminus from earlier. Sometimes the best thing to do is keep busy. That was a nice transition. I think they did a good job with that. I was on unit watch for the rest of the day. I spent the day on the floor in the main room reading a book while Courier worked downstairs in the basement. Throughout the day, I continued to hear a few bumps coming from behind the bedroom door, which would make me jump. Though eventually they quieted. As I was preparing a sandwich for a snack, it struck me that our guest had been locked up for a whole day without any food or water. It wouldn't be a bad idea to build amicable relations with our new housemate. I don't know what she likes, but it's not like I have a lot of options anyway. Soldiers are probably used to eating whatever they can get their hands on. I quietly move the chair away from the door, opening partway as I do. It makes no sound. The door would always open a little bit if you didn't close it all the way. The whole house has sunken a bit on this one side, Courier said. I don't understand how the Earth can eat a house, but it seems supported by evidence. Oh, you haven't seen a sinkhole, girl? Some parts of the world, the ground will just collapse because there's a cave underneath that's been made because the water dissolves certain stones more than others. And then it'll just eat whole parts of the ground like nothing. I peek inside the room. Oh, okay. Okay. I gotta do something. This is gonna start making too many noises. One sec. Fuck. No. Crap. Okay, there we go. I peeked inside the room. I could see Yuno sitting on the floor, legs crossed, staring at the wall. She'd be able to see me from the peripheral vision, so she must know I'm here. I opened the door a little more, placing a porcelain plate with a sandwich on the floor. She doesn't move at all in response to the sound. I figured you might be hungry. No response. It's not much, but I don't want you to starve. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about you. If you need anything, just let me know. Girl probably needs to use the bathroom, I'll say that much. But just gonna piss in the corner. I can help you. It seems like she doesn't want to talk to me. I could probably understand why. I close the door and wedge the chair back under the doorknob. Just as I make my way back to my seat, I hear footsteps coming from the back of the house. My face flushes with panic. I don't want Curry to know what I've been in there, so I try and act normal by picking up my books. Curry emerges from the basement, covered in dirt and dust. She pats down her uniform and wipes the sweat off her forehead. Okay, we might be finished here. I slowly close the book I just picked up, and the idea of working again swirling around my head. I wonder what my job looks like now with the new upgrades. Korea walks over to the switchboard desk where a shiny new machine now sits. She told me before that it's a teletypewriter, a machine that transmits written messages. It's a new addition to the system. She sits in the seat and starts fiddling with some of its buttons. Faint mumbling comes from behind the barricaded door. I move close to listen in on what's being said. I thought I saw a ghost. I thought it was you again. You know? Is she talking to me? I scoot closer to the door. I look over at Courier. She's focused on the teletypewriter. Can I tell you a story? I hear her voice clearly now. I don't respond, but I think she can tell I'm listening. I was only in the infantry for about half a year. Patrols, hand loading, serving food. We all did a little bit of everything. I was weak, falling sick pretty often. Deployments tend to do that kind of thing to you. I spent a lot of time in the medic tent recovering from ailments. When it wasn't clear when it was clear I wasn't recovering quickly enough, nothing much was expected of me. Many people passed through the sick bay, but a face I'd grown to see, used to seeing, she looked a little bit like. She goes quiet. About a month ago, there was an all hands on deck situation on the northern border. We knew this meant combat of some sort, but none of us would have expected what happened. A creep chills over my skin. There was a buildup of NP troops along our border. With how cautious their behavior has been in the months before, no one was expecting combat on our land so soon. A lot of infantry was split into smaller units to hold specific points along the border. All of these units had set up their own camps, and my unit was the most remote one of them all. The nearest other unit was 30 miles away. They knew I didn't have it in me to fight. I was in charge of patrolling the perimeter of the camp overnight. Pretty typical for the new recruits. I couldn't say no. Wasn't enough. While our unit slept, some sort of covert squad had infiltrated our camp during the night. With how separated we all were, it wasn't surprising we couldn't hold them off. We didn't have enough coverage to even see them coming. I'm just surrounded here by tents. Our squadron just walked out, realizing there was no winning this fight. I trotted them out to a field and stripped them of their gear, and then they began to take them out, one by one, slowly. I could only watch, couldn't make a sound. Most nations follow international conventions. One of the regulations are that medics are not to be targeted outside of combat. Could you even call this combat? They just walked them all out indiscriminately. Bangs echoing in the night. They didn't care what or who. They just wanted to make a point. Straight into the trenches we dug to defend against them. I knew it wasn't just our camp when I retreated. I kept hearing those solitary gunshots from all around. I was the only survivor of the unit. After this happened, nothing felt real anymore. Couldn't sleep for weeks, and when I could, I found the nightmares I had already having worsened. Whenever I closed my eyes, I would see those poor medic girls contorted in a hole in the ground like they're garbage. Nobody cared at all. Everyone just kept going about their business. No funeral. This was accepted as a part of the war. Just another day. Nobody would even want to acknowledge the loss of life. Did that medic have a family? Did she have a name? Was there anyone who would miss her? I think it was understood that I was no good on the front lines anymore, so I was reassigned to patrolling smaller towns. But on occasion I had duties at the base. I used the opportunity to find as much information as I could on the war. I wanted to find out some sort of reason for this cruelty and why and how people could do this to each other. I'm not sure why I'm even telling you this now. You two have nothing to do with any of this. Picture! Oh boy. Fun. Indiscriminately is one by one. This repeat my word over and over. Breathing's difficult. Seeing is difficult. Thinking is difficult. I'm shaking, trying my hardest not to leave. Clara, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that medics were in so much danger? You're coming back, right? You're coming back, right? Please, please come back. I wish you never left. Indiscriminately. She didn't mean anything to you. She didn't mean you, right? There are hundreds of thousands of medics out there, but here's half an automatically uncontrollable, countless. She looked like me. Why? I knew that this was possible. I knew that you might not come back, but why did I just assume you would? It hurts. Clara. Anna? Looks at me with concern. I felt too ashamed to even look at her in the face, so I turned back to her. There's no reason why she should be seeing me like this. Anna, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I... Words are stuck in my throat. Anna. I'm sure it wasn't Clara. There's more shuffling from behind the bedroom door. You shouldn't have said anything. Anna, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people just like Clara who are all going to come home safely. Words hardly mean anything to me. Did you know? Is this how she wanted to tell me? I spent 100 series in my thought, all of them telling me that Clara's gone. Help. Someone. Anyone. Claire puts her hands on my shoulder. The touch makes me jump. Claire lifts her hand away slowly. Sorry. I should probably get back to it. She sits back down at the console, waiting a few moments before continuing her work. I lay down on the cold floor. Tears make little pools on top of my closed eyelids. Clara. I'm scared. What is it I'm supposed to do? Whenever I get like this, you'd always just thump me on the head and say, don't think about it too hard. And then suddenly it all makes sense. Clara, are you doing okay? Are you having your favorite tea? Are they treating you right? I'm sure that your efforts are helping and that we'll turn the sides, but please write me back. I don't know which direction is the right one. Imagine the look on your face when you get my letters. I remember you always told me that I have the silliest little smile. I never told you that yours looked exactly the same. I started to hear Curry's verse from across the room. Station 45 East. Telephone exchange, Station 45 East. The sound of her voice stopping my cascading thoughts. Confirming installation of AW 1054 multiplexer. Do you read? Please send test transmission. There's a satisfying timbre to her voice, like putting together a puzzle. Please. Takes off the headset, then stands up and paces around the room slowly. She looks out the window, removing her cap, running her hands through the air. She gives me an occasional glance through her paces. She doesn't have to worry about me. I'll be fine. She sits back down at the console. Transmission received. Station 45 East, requesting diagnostic telegraph. A machine whirs loudly, metallic pings cutting through the silence of the room. A thin strip of paper with words stamped on it comes out from the teletypewriter. Courier doesn't seem to react. She stares at the paper. Normally it'd be amusing to see how something like this, but I can only think about how Clara would have thought about it. Would have. Some drops after thinking about that word. Would. I wonder how many would haves you had in mind. What would you have done the past week if you were here? Could have been a fun vacation for the two of us. Station 45. Telegraph received. Stand by. I hear her unplug it from the monitor. She hastily dials another number, then plugs back in, biting her fingernails. Maybe she's rushing through this to get home sooner. I'd probably do the same. It's me, Courier. Yes. Yes, certainly. Tonight? Conversation with HQ. That hotel is... but I... She sighs. I'm sure it's out of frustration or something else. Understood. Thank you. Goodbye. She stops, looking up at a crack in the ceiling. There's a look in her eyes I've never seen before. Actually, one last thing. Starting immediately, I'm resigning from my position at Alkaline. It was a pleasure working with you all. Goodbye. She takes off the headset, almost throwing it, and leans over the desk, her face buried in her hands. I immediately get to my feet, trying to steady my shaking legs. Courier? Before I could say anything else, she rushes away from the switchboard. Aww. She wraps around me. She's so warm. Oh, it's the first time I've been this close to her. Somehow it doesn't feel strange at all. It's like she'd been there my whole life. Oh, baby, the Yuri. I put my arms around her back, still shaky. Feels like the right thing to do. I smell the dust and the chemicals that stain her overalls, the marks of a hard worker. I bury my head in her chest a little more. Sounds of a heartbeat. Something about that steady rhythm calms me. I'm constant in a world of inconsistencies. Did she really quit for me? The thought makes breathing difficult. Over these days, I've found myself secretly wishing she wouldn't have to leave, and now she doesn't have to. The worries that plagued me are being washed away with every beat of her heart. That sound I could listen to forever. Anna, I hope this is okay. I find it a little funny she'd even worry. I feel like there's been some sort of telepathic contract already signed between the both of us the moment we hugged. So, of course, it's okay. She holds me a little bit tighter. I sniffle from her, the teary kind. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here too. You know, I'm sure Clara's fine. I'm sure you're just scared, but if it helps, I can stick around for a little while. But really, it's fine. I almost ask another question, but I let it go before that spoils the moment. Maybe things don't have to make sense all the time. Aww. Courier stuck around for the night. She seemed really happy to keep me company. We talked about our lives and upbringings. I enjoyed learning about her. She'd previously never been so willing to share anything about herself. I could tell she was really committed to the professionalism, but Once that was all cleared out of the way, I no longer just saw Curry as the alkaline company representative, just as a girl. A girl who gave really nice hugs. Oh, baby. One of the nice things we talked about, I learned why Curry asked me about my family. I learned that Curry was from a small town in the Eastern Alliance. Her father was a farmer and her mother stayed at home. She was an only child. Like everyone else, the war turned things upside down. Her father was drafted into the military and her mother was forced to make ends meet on her own. But one day, her mother fell ill. She was unable to work and the family was forced to sell their farm. Curry even dropped out of school to help her mother. She had to grow up so fast. But it wasn't enough. Her mother passed away a few months later. Curry was left with nothing. She fled the country and came to Gamut to find work, to find anything else. She'd lied about her age to get a job at Alkaline. And I think the fact that she was a girl was something she kept to her closest to peers. I always thought that she was a little bit older than me, but she's actually the younger one. She feared that if she told me too much, it might compromise her ability to keep the job. I guess now it's not something she has to worry about anymore. I think Kara saw me as someone similar to her, someone who also had to grow up fast, someone who had to be strong. Me? I've never had to worry about money or food. I've never had to worry about parents. I don't have parents, so you don't have to worry about them. I find it fortunate that they're not objects of concern for me. I've had it comfortable my whole life. I've never seen much scarcity or hardship, or had to worry about much at all, really. I feel like this is self-contradictory with the person where it's like, I had to run away from home because my mom wasn't great, and so I've lived without parents for a very long time. It's like, that indicates you had some amount of hardship, such that you didn't have parents. I don't know. Growing up without parental figures is pretty rough. But, I guess it's a perspective. She doesn't think her life was hard. Whereas I'm going to be like, no, you had some struggles in your life. You just don't think about it that way. Courier seems to think otherwise. See, I agree with Courier here. Yep. Yep. Oh, don't fight it. Sleep is the most important thing. I'll yawn to get you to fall asleep faster. Sending contagious yawns. Yep. Video game. Game. Yep. Yep. We'll miss you, but the video game will always be here. That's what VODs are for. Night Hordian, thanks for stopping by. I'm waving here. You can't see it because I don't have the camera set up, but I am physically waving to you. Alright. Thanks. Have a good sleep. She believes I'm much stronger than her. That I'm able to endure so much that she can't. For now, I guess I'll just settle on that. Yeah. I agree with it. I mean, I'm not into the comparative things, but I believe that you're definitely harder than you're giving yourself credit for, Anna. If it makes her happy, I'll pretend to be strong too. Inu was mysteriously silent after telling that story. We found out that she had escaped through the window of my bedroom sometime during the night. She didn't end up breaking anything, but she did leave the plate of food empty. Something told us that we wouldn't be seeing her again. I felt a little bit bad for her, for as unhinged as she was, it was hard to stay angry at her now that I knew what she had been through. Girl's clearly going through some PTSD. I hope that she finds what she's looking for. I'm not sure if she finds what she's looking for is a good thing. Life is back to its usual slow pace again. Curry's here to help me while you're gone. When you come back, let's all have tea together. I'll be waiting warmly. Is that the end? I hope that isn't the end of the game. Really? Okay, good. I thought for a second that might be the end, and I was going to be like, that would be a really disappointing end because I feel like the game is just starting to take off, and then it's just like, nope, the end of the game. I would have been pissed. A mailbox in the grass outside of Anna's home. A piece of paper is tugged along by the wind, almost, but not quite making it out of the mailbox. The wind lets up a little. The paper returns to the bottom, left to face the sun and the elements. Small and tall girl, consider this a notice, or rather, a warning. Good. Rabbit Zero will end the world. No one knows her better than I do. Rabbit Zero is going to kill us all, and if we want it, and we won't ever know why we're dying. When we're vaporized, when we're melting into the concrete, why we're screaming for anything but our painful ends. Who really keeps us safe? Who really understands us? Is it our lovers? Our parents? Our friends? Our siblings? No. According to many, it's the smooth chrome barrel of a rifle, or the blood being shed every day on the battlefields of our very country. We can't help but sit and sob it into our hands every night, wishing for any type of meaning. It's great to be patriotic. I live for my country, and unfortunately, many seem to think that this also implies that I will die for it too. This patriotism is nothing but a manufactured ideal, one made to drive the profits out of every bigwig who understands that forming steel into weapons is the greatest way to guarantee their spot in heaven. This exerting of power, born at the dawn of our industrial age, eventually formed into a repugnant project to craft the next leader of the perfect little girl, a universally understood symbol of good. Oh boy. Oh, the anime's back. And for the things they did to her, I'll see to it that their heads are mounted above my fireplace. There are lots of scribbled words here. Surely you understood what Rabbit Zero has told you in your dreams. I saw the looks in your faces when I told you about them. I know you know. She's tried to exclaim from the top of her lungs to all living beings the torment she's endured and continues to endure. Now I notice as I said continues. Rabbit Zero is being held by the NP in a pool of water underground, and little do they know this is only a stopgap. The fucking idiots over there think that there's something to be gained from her flesh and bone, some kind of magical properties. I think you understand want why they want to be magical. Just a sprinkle of her power for what? Control? Is that all they really want? Is that all that anyone ever really wants? She's living every single day with oil in her lungs and in every crevice of her body. Can you feel her? Can you understand her? To live every single day is an abomination when all you wanted was to finally be accepted. I can't tell you what I plan to do, but just know that this will certainly be the last time you ever hear from me. You nose a moonbeam. Yeah. She's kind of crazy, but or maybe more than kind of crazy, but she's definitely driving the plot in an interesting direction, so I'll give her that. The other characters, really? Okay. Okay, so we get an epilogue. I better get some fucking answers, because otherwise I'm going to be really annoyed with this game. Alright, let's go play that epilogue, I guess. Come on, come on. I'm coming, I'm coming. I could barely hang up the last call of the day before she was already pawing at my desk. Now she's stringing me along by the arm. Curry had been acting strange all day. I guess this was it. A surprise to cap off the day. Honestly, it's not hard to smile when she's like this. I haven't been able to get a word out of her about where we're headed. She insisted it should be a secret. Wherever it may be, I know that Courier keeps her standards high. For that reason alone, I should be excited too. You wouldn't make a big deal out of something that didn't warrant the enthusiasm. We're making it down the path we always take. The only path I had known. I walk a lonely road, the only path I ever known. uh, but not on my bike this time. In the absence of Courier's company truck, my bike has become my sole way to get around. I've been using it to run errands for the both of us. Chris not yet managed to convince me that letting her ride on the back is a good idea yet. It's not a vehicle that carries two, is the excuse that she seems to accept. On the grounds of safety, we can agree. It's not the actual reason. Truthfully, I want to preserve my alone time. Errands are my only remaining solitary endeavor. That time is invaluable to me, more so now that it's hard to come by. I'll try to and keep it that way, even if it involves a little subterfuge. It's been a while since I've been on a walk, and I'm surprisingly winded. However, Courier seems to march on effortlessly with a goal in sight. I do my best to keep up. I'm not sure how long we have to go. I'm about to start complaining about it when we take an unexpected turn off the path. My curiosity takes a turn, too. It's not a cause for concern. I've always felt comfortable with her sense of direction. It's stronger than mine. I don't mind being lost with her if it comes to that as well. I'm sure we'll find our way back. We're walking through the woods now. The trees are tall and dense. Greenery. Soon all of these colors will be gone with the setting sun. The path opens up to a clearing, a small patch of grass in the middle of the woods, and a handful of logs scattered around. Oh, sick. We got our lesbian flannel on. Courier stops in her tracks. Letting go of my hand, she turns to me with a smile. Okay, we're here. Here. We're in the middle of a forest clearing. I look around, but I don't see anything of note. It's just a clearing. I look back to Courier. What are we doing here? Courier looks around as if expecting something to appear. The surprise is late figures. Then we'll just have to kill some time. Um, okay. Oh my. We're expecting someone? Someone else is coming? I look around again, but I don't see anyone or anything. I heard the forest is a dangerous place, too. There could be mines and stuff. Not wanting to think of such unpleasant things, I try to focus on the present. I don't know how it works in the city, but it's pretty much expected that there should be a 30-minute buffer around any scheduled event. Not so formal an event, per se, but still, it's a common courtesy. I guess I'm just used to things being on time. If you're just a few minutes late in my line of work, chances are someone's upset with you. I don't think you need to worry about that here. I'm not upset. Well, there's a certain someone I am upset with. It just doesn't feel right to be idle. Well, you better get used to that feeling. We're in the middle of nowhere, after all. The world moves at a different pace for Courier. I guess that's what the world is like for someone from the city. I'm not sure if I could imagine living in such a world. I feel that. Courier paces around. I sit down on a log. So, mind letting me in on the surprise already? Courier makes a hushing note sign over her mouth. I told you, it's a secret. I don't like being kept in the dark. Could I at least get a hint? A hint? I suppose that's okay. I've been wanting to bring you with me for a while now. It's it could be considered quite eye-opening. If you could do something weird to me, I don't think you had to go through the whole trouble of taking me out to the woods for it. I'm not going to do anything weird to you. I just flash of face. Not sure if I feel embarrassed or angry. uh, so someone else is going to do something weird. So someone else is going to do something weird to me. Great. Zoom in. Courier gets close, putting her finger down on my nose. It's not like that, silly. I see a smirk flash across her face despite her best efforts to hide it. Stupid. Ayo. Before I can respond, a voice calls out from the distance. Yo, Mailard. Mailman. She appears out from the bush, dressed in her regular uniform. Hey, Milsey. What up? Oh god. Oh, anime. Overpowering. They daff each other up. What the hell? What is this music? Yo. Oh my god. So much secondhand embarrassment. Also, no lie, I read that as dab each other up, and I'm like, seriously? What is this, a secret meeting? Sailing Maillard in the woods like this? Something seems off about it. It's an environment no male person should be found in. You're late, Mills. Huh? Oh, right. I was supposed to be here on the dot, right? Well, I got caught up in some stuff. Yep. I had some bigwigs come in today and make a bunch of demands. They sure know how to keep the machine greased and running efficiently. And that means giving Big Sis Maillard a bad time this afternoon. They're just some letters, you know. I don't know why they have to be so uptight about it. Yeah, all that back-breaking work finally catching up to you. You wouldn't know it, unemployed girl. Even for a working gal like me, it's tough. There's a lot of pressure recently, and I'm not sure if I can keep up. Right. Anyhow, I'm here now. Let's get this party started. Notice that digging through her bag but stops to look up at me. But Anna's here too. I didn't know she liked doing this kind of stuff. Are we doing drugs in the woods? Yo, we're gonna smoke weed in the woods? Is this Babe's first smoke? Like, going out into the woods and stuff, and smoking. See, exactly. We're all gonna get high together in the woods. Smoking? I don't smoke. I look at her. Bro. I hope they give me high sprites for all of the characters. Is this a surprise? This is... God, this game. Oh my god. Also, this music is cringe-inducing. Smart cookie. Been doing this sort of thing with the mailman? I've been doing this kind of thing with the mail. I have been doing this kind of thing with the mailman a few times. I heard the smoking's bad for you. It's not like I do it all the time. It is bad for you. You should not. Are we gonna get peer pressured into using drugs? Because that sounds like what we're doing. I don't think you've ended up that well, Baillard. She digs into her bag, lifting out a small baggie of green. Oh, baby. I can't take this shit. Want to try some? I've looked to Courier. It'll be fun. I don't know. Isn't that illegal? Not to worry, little Anna. This is a new strain, you see. It's not regulated. Don't worry. We got the new shit that hasn't been outlawed yet. I don't know what that means, but I doubt the military really knows the difference. This is... I can't take this. I really can't. Oh my god. Ella wraps her arm around my shoulder. Eep! Now, Anna. Don't be such a square. There have been times all throughout history where the law has been wrong. In those times of injustice, it's our duty as citizens to act as conscientious objectors by smoking weed. Oh, God. Well, I'll say this certainly fits the character of Maillard. Just stand up to the law and say, no, this is wrong. Not to mention, there are plenty of studies that show the benefits lighting up a bowl. I need to clear my eyes. Alright, we're back. Oh my god. Not to mention, there are plenty of studies that show the benefits of lighting up a bowl. It's not just about a recreational thing. Ancient peoples, they called it medicine. What was that noise? Oh my god. Willard pokes me in the chest. Basically, all signs seems to point to being some good shit. They really put in the 100% emoji there. Really? This is so good. I didn't realize they actually wrote out Maillard in there. I've never seen Maillard so enthusiastic about anything. Yeah, because she's a stoner. Girl doesn't give a shit about anything else. I think I'm to understand why she's so strange. Yeah. During our conversation, Curry has taken to Miller's bag and started rolling up some sort of cigarette. She turns to us. A flick of a lighter puts it ablaze. I suppose it makes sense that she'd have that kind of thing on her. Here. Slowly wrapped around by Maillard, I feel trapped. Kerr holds it up in front of me, urging me to take a hit. It's fun! Just be sure not to breathe too hard. You gotta know how to regulate your breaths, otherwise you're gonna burn your lungs. Although I guess for a blunt, you're probably okay. I just freeze up. I can't take this. It snatches it out of Courier's hand. Let me show you how it's done. Takes a deep drag, holding it in for a while. Exhale. Smoke billows out from her nose. New pack loud as F. I'm sorry, everybody. This is too much for me. So, oh my god. Passes it back to Courier. She inhales it too. A wisp of smoke escapes from her mouth, dancing in the air. Clouds of smoke envelop us. Oh, they actually did it. They added some smoke, yeah. A strange ritual. They both take the whole act. They all make the act seem so ordinary. When has she been doing this? And without me knowing, to boot. Maybe the mental image I have of her hasn't been quite accurate this whole time. Something I can't perceive. The drug comes back around to me. I guess I'll try it too. I flick it around in my fingers, trying to find a way to hold it naturally. It burns slowly in my hand, disintegrating to ash. I probably wouldn't want to wait for the whole thing to burn down. You just breathe in, right? I put it against my lips and do what seems obvious. Something faintly danced around me, then departing. The smoke lingers around a little before escaping to the atmosphere. I look down at what I'm holding. Thick cigarette. Feel anything yet? Probably not. It would probably take a hot sec. I don't think so. I feel a little lightheaded, maybe? I don't know if I'm doing it right. Yeah, that's a classic first timer. That or the other classic first timer thing is to breathe too much because you don't feel anything and then you just get completely trashed way too quickly. Maybe you didn't inhale hard enough. Oh no, no, that's never the you don't tell don't tell people to do that. I put it back to my lips. Uh, I think I was just being too cautious. Okay, this girl's gonna get trashed. I can see it now. Maybe the smoke just stayed in my mouth. I need to go. It needs to go into your lungs, or you won't feel different, right? This time I breathed it in harder. Smoke billowing deep into my body, permeating the entirety of it. It's intense, really intense. I feel it in my chest. I burn my lungs. Smoke weed. I try and keep it in for as long as I can. The feeling bounces right back as I hack it. I cough out. Oh shit. Ugh. Something feels really weird. Oh yeah, Anna. That's the good stuff. Courier pats me on the back. Doing okay there? I hack out a few more times, wiping my mouth. Ugh. Stuff kind of smells. It doesn't get into your clothes or anything, does it? Oh, it does. Nah, nah, you're fine. I smoke this stuff in the work bathroom all the time. No surprises that she's just stoned. Oh, I noticed Mailit's dress shoes are covered in dirt. She dressed so nice and yet. No, wait, really? At work? No surprises. Oh, this is great. Alright. Kurt takes the blunt out from my hand and takes a hit to herself. She exhales a puff of smoke and then passes it to the mail girl. Interrupts harder than you, courier. I'm not trying to kill myself, Mailard. See, exactly. Newbies never know how to modulate their breath appropriately. Kill myself? I look at the blunt in my hand. This isn't dangerous, is it? No, but you might not be walking a whole lot. Mailard takes the blunt back from me. I watch it pass away. It passes between them a few more times. It's dizzying. That strange ritual. Mailard and Kerr are still having their conversation apart from me. I'm trying to understand what they're saying, or what's even going on. Words are being said, but I can't make them out. My thoughts feel like they're being shouted through a loudspeaker, just bouncing back and forth, echoing across an empty chamber. I have to second guess every one of my movements. Breathe in, breathe out, fix my hair, shift my weight on the ground. Where should my hands go? Oh no, I can't. Where do I put my hands? Why is it so hard to move? How long does this usually last? Am I gonna be like this forever? What should I do if someone comes by? What if it was someone from Alkaline? What if it was? Seems fun. Oh, oh boy. You know? Oh boy. This is getting crazier and crazier. Man, I keep thinking I know what this game is gonna be like, and then it just surprises me with even crazier shit. Like, what is this game? I've seen this ritual once before. It's usually an act reserved for delinquents, misfits. Yeah, you think that's not us. I'm smoking weed with the male girl who gets high every day at work and falls asleep. uh, yeah. I had like one workplace that was like this. was when I was working in a factory. I don't know how anyone could do that there, because when I was doing that job, I was exhausted all the goddamn time. But like a bunch of other people were just high 24/7. It's like I don't know how you could do this job and be high. I'm like barely keeping together as it is. I'm just so moving so much and so fast. But I don't know. Some people, I guess, just don't care about doing good jobs. Who gives a shit? But whatever. Isn't this a little out of your ballpark? Why, you little rebel, in every sense of the word. I suppose I can only feel solidarity for anyone willing to break the rules. You and your little friends here. She looks at the others, though. They seem very invested in their ongoing conversation. I try to look at Courier, silently trying to get her attention with my gaze. Usually you can tell when someone is staring at you, right? Yeah, it's a part of our brain that's very attuned to faces. So if you think you see something like a face in any part of your visual perception, you're more likely to notice it. That, and you can just sense body language because people's body language changes when they look at you. Courier, please, over here. He appears next to me and lifts the blunt out of my hand. She holds it in her mouth for much longer than I thought she would, all without flinching. uh, she then exhales a sizable puff of smoke right next to my face. The smoke stings my eyes, making me have to squint. You know, this is pretty powerful stuff. Can you grasp the magnitude of something like this? The ability to commune with the spirit world. I am in no way surprised that someone called Moonbeam talks about communing with the spirit world when she's high. I had a friend kind of like her. Talk about entering the Fey world and warned by friends when they get high, don't eat any food in the Fey world or you get trapped there forever. Just like real crazy deranged shit. Real interesting person. Be able to meld minds with her. She wanders around the clearing, smoke pouring out of her nose. I guess you wouldn't get it. Let me explain. When I first saw you, I knew there was something different about you. You had this uncertainty in your eyes. It was easy to tell you that you were being haunted by something. I think I know what it is. Her presence. Her incredible, mind numbing presence. It's like a pain you felt your whole life. And with this substance, she raises the blunt, eyeing it over. I feel like I'm in direct contact with her. But I can tell you still don't get it as I zoom in. She stops in front of me, looking down. She takes a deep inhale of the smoke, getting closer to me, grabbing my face and. What did she kiss you? Smoke filling my lungs. My body feels like it's on fire. What did she do? Did she like breathe in your lungs? I wipe my mouth. Why did she. We're not that similar, it seems. You're lost. Swept up in the torrents caused by her torturers. Yearning for a place to be, but having to settle for this. Just one difference between us. One of many. That doesn't make sense. One difference between us, one of many. I feel like those contradict each other, but, you know, that would make sense for someone who's high. I'm not so okay with mediocrity, with settling for subpar, but you don't seem so bothered. Happy, even. So perhaps I envy you a bit. Moving your own little world without a care. It seems fun. But when you're frolicking around the forest, I'll be finding her. She's waiting for me. For all of us. I won't forget about you. You remind me of when things were right. She glances at Courier and Maillard once again. You're in good hands, naive little girl. Enjoy your time in the sun. Was that even real? Yo. I think something's wrong with your girlfriend. She's just kind of staring off. She's not my. Anna? You okay? I. Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Just. Oh my god, this game. I mean, uh, I'm laughing mostly from slight embarrassment because I think I've done this as well. I remember doing this. It's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. One sec. This game is painful to play because I relate to it way too much. This reminds me of I remember I remember doing this. I think I remember doing this like in like 2019. I remember visiting my friend in San Francisco. And I was in I was at a friend's house. We're all smoking weed, and I remember. I think I forget what happens, but like something comes up, and like everyone but me and this other dude are like we're just sitting alone. I just whisper over. It's like, "Yo, Tom, I'm fucking gay." And I just and he's like, "Yo, nice." We're just stoned out of our minds. This really reminds me of this. Oh my god. That and reminds me of when I don't actually have memories of this, but apparently when I was like really drunk in college, I would tell people that I'm trans, but then I would never mention it again. It was really funny is because I had no memories of this because I was so past I was like so drunk, I was like blackout that I remember telling friends like later in life when I came out to myself and stuff. They'd be like I would come out to them and they'd be like, "You told me that years ago." And I'd be like, "What? What do you mean I told you years ago? I didn't even know until recently." Or like before I told them, we're just like, "Yeah, no, you got drunk ages ago and told me this. You never mentioned it again, so I didn't want to bring it up with you." But like, it's like, but what's crazy is I did this with multiple people. I had this with multiple people when I came out to them that I had already told them when I was drunk, and I didn't remember. And it's just like, god damn. Uh, oh fuck, I was muted for all of that. God damn it. Uh, or maybe I was muted. Okay, no, I did. I just muted myself temporarily. Okay, good. I think I'm gay. Drat. You should have gone easy on her, Kurt. Oh, this is great. She can't handle her weed. I didn't know that it did that to people. You're a bad influence, says the person bringing weed to all of us. Not to mention, you wouldn't be the first person to get high for once and then be like, yo, wait, I'm gay. I think that's a pretty common experience. Certainly involved in me coming out to myself. Uh, what are they even saying? Making out the words is still difficult. I curl up into a ball. I am so high. This is hilarious. The safety position. The shape of a person hovers over me and starts getting closer. An embrace. I lean into her. She's warm. Very warm. Why are you so nice to me? God. This is so many memories. It's feeling. Why? Hmm. Her arms tighten around me. I guess I like you? uh, this feeling. It might as well be the best feeling in the world. I look around. The sun is set. Twilight. A significant amount of time seems to have passed. Courier has her back against the log, with me curled up in her lap. I need to write something down. It's dark in these woods. I would feel afraid during normal circumstances, but I feel nothing but cozy. Courier? Yeah? I was freaking out a little. Courier pets my head in place of answering with words. Sometimes that's the correct response. Don't trip. It's normally chillin' stuff. You just hit it a little too hard. You don't want to end up in the zone. I think I'm in the right zone now. Ah, yeah! I touch Courier's floppy ears. Soft. Hey now. I get a little more doing worse. I can't help myself. I'm completely overtaken by their fluffy nature. Oh boy. Oh god, this game. In retaliation, Korea faces me, locking my arms into my side. I snuggle, but my strength fails me. I can't reach. No fair! You're like a child. Our ears are all different, huh? Millard rubs her ears. Milsey looks like a puppy. A lot of people say that. I don't see it. It's all the smoking that's stunting our growth. You should stop. Alright, short stack. You're really setting yourself up to be the butt of the joke. What? I'm not that short. You're pretty short. I clamp my arms around the top of Courier's ears, making her recoil. Hey, stop it, you little creep. I don't stop and Courier has to restrain me again. You're gonna pull them off. I'm not that strong. Come on, just a little won't hurt. Courier sighs dismissively. 1, 2, 3, 4. There counts her ears. Isn't it weird to have 4 of these? Well, I couldn't use my headset without them. It's because we're bunnies. I thought we were people. Probably just for show. They can't just be for show. They're so fun to play with, and they're bigger too. It's gotta mean something. What is this game? Maybe they're like antennas. What kind of transmissions are you picking up, Courier? Me and Millard both had a laugh at her. These noises are too much. Courier retaliates by yanking at my ears like there's joysticks. And these are for controlling little brats. Hey! I try to get away from her, but she's got me in a bind. Tasting my own medicine, I guess. Aww. My god, Mailer looks so fucking gone. Courier pulls V into her chest, holding me tight. I can feel her heartbeat, and a comm device. Even though you yank on them like that, it's not that bad. That's something to do with size, right? You think so? My niece has pretty big ears, but I can't control her with them like you can with Courier. And we all have ears to be cute. Ears to be cute. That is a little fourth wall break there. Courier snorts a little. I can feel the muffled laugh in her chest. I don't know what's so funny though. Just laughing at the lack of a fourth wall there. I guess we wouldn't be bunnies if we didn't have them. Not true. We have tails too. Right. You just don't see them because we're always facing the camera. Man, it's just all fourth wall breaks? Huh? Wait, where did your hat go? Oh, it fell off. You should put it back on. You look really weird without it. You look fine. Anyway, last call on this blunt. Fuck it. I wobble out of Courier's embrace going for Mailers. I don't know if it's a good idea. Mailer passes it over to me. I take a modest hit this time. I blow out the smoke, having to suppress my cough just a little. Maximum power, Anna. Scary. That is the power of mids. Trains. I just don't know if this is a good idea. Come on, girlie, it's art. A message to the world. Are we doing graffiti? Aren't you into this kind of stuff? Into? How exactly am I into this kind of stuff? You know, the phones. It's not the same thing at all. It totally is the same, though. This train will travel far and it will exchange its cars with another train. People from far off lands will be there to receive it. Isn't that the same? That's surprisingly poetic coming from you, Maillard. I'm a poet at heart. Yeah. Even so, it looks like most people don't have to say so. Much to say, they just leave a little symbol. I mean, what's it even supposed to say? Tagging, little Anna, tagging. It's an art form. It's not just a symbol, it's a message. If they're messages, I should at least be able to understand them. I can't even tell what half of these strange scribbles are supposed to be. I don't think that's the point. But I don't really get it. It's a message to whoever is able to read it. So it's like a code for other scribblers? Exactly. It's a way to say, I was here. Huh? Am I not part of the world? At any rate, I don't know if I'm ready to leave a message to the entirety of it. Even if I do leave a message among the countless others, there's an off chance that someone will see mine in particular. That a stray thought could be meaningful to a stranger. Not a pleasant thought. An impact like that. No. I should be light on this place. I don't think I have anything to say. Courier shrugs in indifference. That so? Then watch and learn. Millard shakes up the bottle she brought and starts to spray paint the train car. Hey, Courier, you don't have any moral objections to this. I don't even know if this is a crime. Oh, it definitely is a crime, but don't you know? That's we're here to be gay, do crime. Well, if there's a sliver of a chance that it is, I think we should be careful. Either way, we're not going to get caught. Oh, You sound pretty confident about this. These trains aren't going anywhere for a while. They're decommissioned. This depot is where trains go to die. Oh, a graveyard for trains, and a graveyard for ideas then, I guess, as well. What a sad place. Doesn't that kind of defeat the point? Maybe so. I don't know if Milsey is in on that fact, though. Let's let her have her fun. I guess so. Alright, this is the sort of person where I feel like Mallard is gonna draw like a dick or some shit like that. She strikes me as the type. She ponders it for a while, nodding to herself in an affirmative murmur. I don't get it. It's a little hard to read. Mm, mm, mm. I don't think I can put it into words. It's a feeling of being here with my best friends and being free. I feel a spring in my step. I decide to start walking down the rows of train cars. My eyes wander around, ruin, ruin. For some reason, I think of that pitiful girl. I wonder if she would have appreciated this place. After she left, the scary nightmares I seem to have been having stopped. I wonder if that was a coincidence. It was strange earlier. It was like a different kind of nightmare. One where I was still awake. It was just I was frozen in place. I couldn't move or speak, and she was there too. I looked back. Courier had been following me this whole time. Wandering off. Just felt an urge to walk. You normally walk off when you're thinking about something. I guess so. Want to share? Maybe. Topic of discussion? You know, some moonbeam. She'd be mad if she heard you say that, you know. Well, she's not here, is she? She's. It's just us in a train graveyard. That is her name, right? I think so. Unless she was just using some kind of alias. Still worried about her? The terrorist? The image of her seems to have stuck around. It might be best if we forget about her. I think I need closure. Hmm. As for her whereabouts, my guess is as good as yours. Off to get revenge on the world or something. Even though all she did was make threats, I can't help but feel pity her a little. I don't think she's a bad person. She was covered in blood and bandages, Anna. It's not something that just happens on the job. I mean, depends on your job. I don't exactly have proof, but I think that was just her own blood. She was trying to get away from something, and she did what she had to do to survive. Or I think so. Hmm. I think we all have a version of that. Trying to get away from something. Trying to survive. That's what I thought too. Getting revenge on the world seems pretty tough, though. Isn't it better to just live in spite of hardship? What meaning is there to destroy yourself in the name of justice? A fire like that burns out too quickly. Without a purpose, it just becomes a destructive force. What makes you say that? I don't know. I just have a feeling. I'm just high and waxing poetically. A feeling. It's rare to hear Courier say something like that. She usually keeps her thoughts to herself. I wonder if it's the drug that's making her more open. Yo, guys! Millard appears behind us. Hmm? Huh? Going somewhere? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Hey, you guys hear about the terrorist attack? Are we going back into now we're into an anime? Or I don't really listen to the radio, and it doesn't like it. So it was this big attack, right? Somebody blew up a grain silo. Some sort of gas explosive. Not an accident. They say the rivers ran red for a whole day and stuff. Oh, they said the perp was some girl. They say a lot of stuff on the radio nowadays. Wow. I wonder why someone would do something like that. Anyways, you guys see my awesome tag? Yeah, you showed it to us. Oh, the profundity? Right. Courier looks deep in contemplation. All of that stuff about having an impact, I guess if no one will ever see it, you can just say whatever you like, huh? Now you're getting it. Mailard extends the can to me. Do your worst. If I did leave a message, I'd want it to be to someone specific, someone who would understand. Is there such a person? Claire and I understood each other, but we didn't need to do something like this. I don't even know what I would tell Claire if I had the chance to. We always communicated in actions. What would you write, Courier? Uh, um, well, I think most would write a scream from the heart or something. What does your heart say? It's pretty quiet these days. Man, this game does, it certainly keeps me guessing. I mean, a lot of this is very predictable as someone who's played Yuri before, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, they really do be doing that. Well, here's my stop. This is it? The post office? Family business. I'm the only one left to take care of it. There's an apartment upstairs. It's good enough for my big sis. It's a good enough for big sis Maylard. At least the commute is short. Laters. See ya. Maylard waves goodbye and starts stumbling over to the doors of the post office. She fiddles with the key to the front for a while. Once Milsey gets, Once Milsey finally gets inside, I feel somewhat relieved. Even Maylard has something she wants to protect, huh? Curry looks to me with a smile. Yeah, it's a good thing to have. No need to point fingers. Hey, Anna. Yeah? Elsie didn't have her hat. Oh. Maybe she has a spare at home? Oh, she stole it. Or, oh. I was just going to assume that Courier was going to be like, she doesn't have her hat because I stole it and she didn't notice. And then would just taunt her with it. We take the path back to our home. It's a long walk without the bike. Even the rising stars seem to be tired as it brightens the sky behind us. I really messed up my sleep schedule. Yeah. The urge to crash the second I got home is hard to resist. Yeah. Hanging out with friends will do that. The more people I have time to hang out with, the worse my sleep schedule gets too. Although mine's also just kind of terrible all the time whenever I get the chance to ruin it. Mine seems to wander to practical places when reality is at its most surreal. Maybe it's a longing to get a grip on things. I keep seeing and hearing things that I can't explain. Courier said it's hallucinations, that they're a normal part of the experience. No, they are not. Hallucinations are not a normal part of the smoking weed. If you are having hallucinations, you should probably stop because you might be have like you might be developing serious psychosis. Yeah. That's the other thing that they don't tell you about smoking weed is that a certain percentage of the population, if you're susceptible to things like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, do not smoke weed. It'll worsen it'll like really worsen your symptoms and induce psychosis potentially. Do not do that. Do not think hallucinations are normal. That is a serious thing you should not ignore and treat as normal. All right. That really makes you not want to do it again. Yeah, yeah. You should not. If you like had a psychotic break, you should not smoke weed. That means you might be at risk for developing like a serious psychiatric disorder that you really don't want to make worse by smoking weed. That's why I don't do it. Yeah, yeah. I lived a crazy life up until I developed bipolar disorder in my mid 20s, and I was like, well, that's the end of my crazy lifestyle. I can't do this ever again. Which is probably for the best because it isn't really a great thing to do on the regular. And it just doesn't, it lost its sort of its appeal. Yeah, but we don't need to make this Sarah story time. All right. In fact, right in front of us, there's shapes that just look like, oh, hey, it's you again. Except you look really sad this time. The twins? I rub my eyes. This isn't hallucinations, right? Good morning, officers. Oh, Courier, she hasn't met them yet. She opens politely as we cross paths. Good morning. I'm not just seeing things. I know I'm not. Unlike with Yuno earlier, those two are very real. The fact that I hadn't seen them in a while made me think that maybe they would have just been deployed elsewhere. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I knew that they were stationed here in the past. I just didn't think. And Kura, she has no idea what those two are capable of. She keeps walking forward to her home, oblivious of the danger. But I can't move. Dead silence. Their eyes locked on me. Of course they'd recognize me. I was the one who got away. They probably even have a bounty on my head. What? Do you need something? Uh, Courier's noticing I've stopped turns around. Hey, Anna, you coming? All of a sudden, the safe haven of the countryside seems like a prison. The twins are here. They know who I am. They know what I've done. And they know that I know. They're going to take me in for questioning. They're going to take me away from Courier and my job and my home, my life. Just forget it. Carry on, citizen. Huh? I'm sure you have somewhere to be, no? Don't bother us with your problems. What? What just happened? They seem to resume. I can move. Without any further thought, I turn around and run to my safety, the girl in front. We're out of range. I can breathe again. I keep turning around to make sure they're not following me. What was up with that? They scare you or something? I can't even look at Courier. I just keep walking. Anna? I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should tell her. I. Hey, it's okay. Hold on. I take a deep breath and take off in a sprint. Twins tense up and instinctively reaching to ready the weapon as I approach at high speed. Why are you running back? I stop just short of them, my heart pounding. Ahem. Really? You guys are just gonna let me go? Girl, why are you making an issue of it? You know how to like not get let go? If I come up and asking when you get let go and being like, wait, are you really letting me go? And it's like, not if you keep making a deal out of it, girl. Stay back. No. I mean, I don't want to be a bother, but I clearly do want to be a bother by doing this. But I thought you guys were supposed to be looking for me. I'm kind of worried sick about it. Girl, what the hell are you doing? And we're gonna pretend like it never happened? Um, I mean, what do you want us to do? Arrest you? I mean, yes. What is going on in the stairs? No, I don't know. I want closure. I don't want to be a criminal for the rest of my life. I seriously hate it. Well, we don't have the resources to be chasing down every little vagrant. Don't be so full of yourself. Look at that. That expression there. That expression there is just this face here. That is a great face. They should have used that when the people were getting high earlier. Huh? You know, I thought you were going to ask me, like, what are you doing here or something? Or ask, what about what happened to your squad member? She hasn't come back, has she? If you're going to forget about me, are you going to forget about Yuno too? Yuno? We'd never forget about her. She's an invaluable asset to our unit. She's a good medic, believe it or not. One time in the field, she saved Alice. It was just an accident. I really thought you were going to die, you know. I was so scared. I was scared that I'd lose you. We could, we could, we couldn't forget about Yunoza. Not after that. But you're just some girl. No offense. You want closure? I'll say it again. You're free to go. But next time you cause a disturbance, we might not look the other way. Now move along, citizen. We have work to do. Hmm. Twin Tails takes a step the other way, grabbing her sister by the arm. I'm sure you do too. Come on, Alice. Let's get out of here. You two are ridiculous. I can't believe you guys are supposed to be the law. I don't know why I thought you guys were so scary. Probably because they were bullying you a lot earlier versus now they're just like, I don't give a shit about you. You don't even know who your squad mate is. Good luck finding me again, because I'm not gonna tell you. Anna, you stupid, stupid girl. uh, what the heck was that? Just a couple of lost kids. I explained the situation to Courier to the best of my ability. Considering what we've already been through, I don't think she was too surprised. She just looked relieved that I was okay. And that maybe I was finally free of my past. I'd like to think so anyway. We walked the rest of the way home in silence. I had a lot to process. The grasses sway in their own rhythm, the wind blowing through them. The sun crests the horizon, warming the air around us. The world wakes up. I just feel so out of sync. Yeah, if you don't sleep at all, that might happen. My worries have been replaced with idle thoughts, the routines of normal life, the things I have to do tomorrow. A floor to sweep, a pile of laundry to do, a meal to prepare. Sort of being made into order over and over. The things I have to do the day after that, and the day after that. When you think about things that way, they seem to lose their meaning. Hey, Courier? Yeah? Are you bored here? Bored? How do you mean? Well, I have something to do. It's more or less my purpose in life. The switchboard means a lot to me. I want to make sure that people can reach each other. You used to have something you had to do, but now you don't. I don't know what the countryside has to offer you. I don't even know if you're happy here. Is this really what you want? I'm sure there are lots of paths for you in life. You could be a doctor, or a teacher, or even a postman. Even a postman. Maybe I should apply for a job at the post office. I'm serious. I'm serious too. I think I'd be good at it. It'd be fun to kick it with Maillard. Courier looks at me with a smile. Is she even taking my words seriously? I'm not bored, Anna. There's scarcely a moment with you that's dull, especially when you get wrapped up in government trouble. Well, I guess that's true. You know, I made a decision, and now after soaking it in for a bit, I can't see myself anywhere else. Really? You could go anywhere. You have skills. It's true, there are a lot of things out there. Lots of places to go. Lots of things to do, but I don't think I want to go anywhere else. I've seen lots of places, and right now I think this is the right place for me. Things could get hairy, of course. There might be a time when we have to leave this place. Maybe we'll move to the city. Maybe we'll move down south like the secretary said. We? You've always wanted to see the beach, right? If I had to see myself somewhere else, well, I guess I just have to change once more. You could do it too, you know. You had to adapt a lot to be without Clara. That couldn't have been easy. Anyway, for now, I'm happy here. Spending my days with you. Yeah. She said, we. Hey, say something or I'll feel weird. I think you're right. We can make it work. Good. Query places her hand on my head. Then there's no problem. The end. Oh, really? Is that really the end? That can't be it. I refuse to believe that's the end of the game. Okay, so if I hit new game, do things change? Because I refuse to believe that they would they really do that at all? Is there like post-game content of any sort? No, never mind. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. I need to disappear for 1 sec, but I'll be back and then we'll look to see if there's more to this game. Okay, we're back. Um, let's see if there's more to this game. I feel like there has to be. Yeah, there has to be. Okay, yeah, so there are extras that we just don't have. Hmm. Okay. I feel like I could have sworn I saw something earlier in this that, like, unlock extras. Because there are extras that I haven't seen, and I really don't know how to access them. I feel like there's more to this. Hmm. Hmm. It's odd. It's like, I don't. They teased something, like, very interesting. They teased an interesting plot, but I don't know where it is. But they have this extras thing that makes me think there has to be more to this, but where are they? Where's the interesting plot? Like, there has to be more, right? Hmm. I'll look through all of these options one more time. Because I. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Er, okay, so there's just the log. There has to be more. Alright, I'm gonna wait for a sec. I'm gonna look and see if there's more to this game. I'll be back in a sec because I'm just like, I feel like there has to be more. Okay, so I looked and there isn't anything more to this game. It's just very distant. I'm very sad. Because I was looking at because this game also apparently got on released on itch a long time before this was released on Steam, which I didn't know about, but that's fine. But I was looking at it and being like, wait a minute, is that really it? And then I was looking at other people's reviews and they're like, wait, is this also it? So I'm not the only one who feels disappointed, which is good because I'm just like, am I just missing something? And it's like, no, the game just doesn't handle a lot of its plot elements. They raise a bunch of things, and it's like I have to assume they're building a sequel because they left way too many plot threads just unanswered, and it just leaves me disappointed. I'll be honest. Like there are really good things about this game, but they just don't tie everything up in a satisfying answer. And I'm glad to think I'm not the only one who thinks that this was a little unsatisfying. They teased something fascinating and crazy, but then they're just like, nah, it's just Yuri. We're gonna tease something more than just a Yuri, but no, it's just a Yuri, which is fine. It's just I got teased so much on something else exciting, and they just didn't do it. I can only assume there's a sequel in the makes, but I can't tell. Also, they did a developer commentary. The hell is this? So, yeah, that's the game. I'm sad. It just leaves me disappointed. Which is a shame because they did so many things well, but I just left sad, feeling like I wish there was more. All right. All right, let's see if there's anyone we can raid. Although it looks like most people. Yeah, I think we'll just call it for the night. That was that was something. All right. I don't know what we'll do next time, but that was an experience. All right. Good night, everyone.